I had never seen anything like the city of Lythera. The spires of crystalline towers reached toward twin suns, their surfaces reflecting every hue of the alien spectrum. Streets were alive with glowing vehicles, floating orbs of light that moved with a precision that made gravity seem optional, and beings of every conceivable shape and color mingled in harmony, or perhaps in a rigid social order I didn't yet understand. And in the middle of it all, standing atop a dais of shimmering silver, she appeared, the Queen. Her presence was impossible to ignore. A swirl of violet and silver in her skin, long flowing hair that seemed to ripple like liquid starlight, and eyes that caught and reflected everything around her. She radiated power without needing to move, authority without demanding it, and I, a human who had wandered into this world by accident, couldn't stop grinning. I didn't know why. Perhaps it was the audacity of it, to be in the presence of someone so magnificent. Perhaps it was the absurdity of surviving the journey to Lythera at all. Or perhaps, in some deep, primal way, I knew this moment was the beginning of everything. She noticed. That was the first mistake I made, or perhaps the first gamble I took. The beginning, a human among royalty. The court of Lythera was vast, an open dome that reflected the twin suns outside. Every surface shimmered with energy, and alien courtiers moved with meticulous grace, speaking in melodic tones I barely understood. I had been brought here under the pretense of a diplomatic mission, though I quickly realized I was no ordinary ambassador. My presence alone drew whispers, curious glances, and cautious evaluations. And then she turned her silver eyes to me. I felt a pang of fear and awe simultaneously. "Why are you grinning, human?" Her voice was melodic, commanding, yet somehow playful. A hush fell over the room, as if the walls themselves were holding their breath. I hesitated. Grinning at an alien queen was probably a cultural faux pas. But what could I do? I couldn't stop. My voice caught. "I wanted to tell you something." Her gaze sharpened, curiosity flickering in her expression. "Oh, do tell." "Yes," I said, standing taller despite the nervous energy coiling in my chest. "I want you to be my queen." A silence, so complete it felt like it pressed on my ears, enveloped the hall. Even the twin suns seemed to pause mid-arc, casting long, ethereal shadows across the crystal floor. All eyes were on us. I felt the weight of their scrutiny, but my grin remained. And then she tilted her head. Slowly, curiously. "You are bold, human," she said, her voice a soft hum that carried across the dome. "And perhaps foolish. But boldness is intriguing." The middle, trials of courage and heart. Lytheran customs demanded that any human claiming royal favor undergo trials. These weren't ceremonial. They were rigorous, designed to test loyalty, courage, and the heart itself. I was to prove I was worthy not just to stand beside her, but to become a partner in her rule. Trial 1. The Labyrinth of Mirrors. I was led into a chamber lined with thousands of reflective surfaces. Each mirror projected illusions, visions of her in danger, of me betraying her, of the court turning against us. I had to navigate this labyrinth without succumbing to fear or temptation. Each reflection tested my intentions, asking silently, "Are you worthy? Are you truthful? Are your desires genuine?" Hours passed, maybe days. Time warped in the mirrored chamber. But I pressed on, driven by the certainty that I couldn't betray her trust. When I finally emerged, the queen waited, her silver eyes scanning me with quiet appraisal. "You have passed the first trial," she said. "Your mind is steady, but your spirit, that remains to be proven." Trial 2. The Planes of Gravity. Here, the very laws of physics shifted unpredictably. Gravity intensified, reversed, twisted sideways. I had to demonstrate strength, agility, and presence of mind while maintaining composure. Falling could mean serious injury, or worse, failure in the eyes of the court. I stumbled, nearly collapsing into a chasm that opened beneath me, but she watched. Somehow, I drew strength from her gaze. Step by step, leap by leap, I moved through the trial, proving not only physical endurance but my willingness to face the unknown for her sake. Trial 3. The Chamber of Truth. Finally, the most important trial. I entered a room filled with floating energy crystals that resonated with emotions. Fear, longing, courage, honesty, all were amplified, pressed against my mind like waves. I was alone, yet I thought only of her. I wanted her to be safe. I wanted to be worthy of her trust and affection. I spoke my feelings aloud, admitting doubts, hopes, and dreams, letting my heart resonate through the chamber. The crystals pulsed gently. The queen appeared, her figure luminous in the crystalline light. "You have endured what most would flee from," she said. "And yet you remain. Perhaps you are ready." The climax, the proposal in the starlight. The court reconvened under the open sky dome, now revealing the galaxy in all its glory. Nebulae, distant planets, and constellations stretched overhead like a cosmic tapestry. I stood before her, the weight of countless eyes and centuries of tradition upon my shoulders. "I have completed your trials," I said, voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through me. "And I ask again, not as a human lost in your world, but as one who wishes to serve, protect, and honor you. Will you be my queen?" Her silver eyes softened. A smile tugged at the corners of her lips, shy yet commanding, playful yet profound. "You are unlike any human I have ever known," she said softly. "And perhaps that is why I will accept." The court erupted into applause, the sound echoing through the dome. I barely noticed. All I could see was her. She extended her hand. I took it. Warmth, connection, and unspoken promises flowed through that simple touch. It was more than agreement. It was trust, acknowledgement, and the beginning of something neither of us had anticipated. The ending, a new dawn for two worlds. That night, beneath the twin moons of Lythera, she whispered, "I never imagined a human could make me feel alive. And I never imagined I would find a queen or a home among the stars," I replied. We stood together, hands clasped, hearts intertwined. This was no longer a tale of diplomacy or survival. It was a story of courage, trust, and the willingness of a human heart to reach across galaxies for love and partnership. From that day on, the universe felt smaller, kinder, and infinitely more expansive at the same time. Together, we would face the challenges, adventures, and wonders of two worlds intertwined. I had grinned the first time I saw her, because I was in awe. Now I grinned because I had found my queen, and in doing so, a purpose far greater than myself. The stars above shone like witnesses to the beginning of a new era for Lythera, for humanity, and for the bond between a queen and the human who dared to dream.